too. They can. If Matthew was here, he was gonna defend himself. What? Well, we do have connection. We do things outside of the gang, you know.
Mm,
But that's not really an excuse, man.
yeah. No, no, no. I hear that. I mean, it, the thing is, it's always ends up being the same fucking people, and the excuse they have is, oh, but they're our friend, and it's like, a lot of the time, it should always be like family first, like no matter what, right? It should always
Yeah.
be gang, family, whatever you fucking want to look at us as. It should always be us first, and then them after. But the problem is, a lot of the time, it's like. And I'm gonna be real with you. It comes down to selfishness, right? So, for instance, right, let's say,
I think so. Yeah.
I hate using him as an example because he is the biggest example, but it is normally him, the little bastard. So I'm gonna use Matt as an example here, right? So he, for instance, won't. Like he ran Claire after the whole situation, like, oh, you know, oh, I'm sorry, Claire, blah, 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 you know, like, I'm sorry, Claire. And the reason he's doing that is not because he gives a shit about me or you. It's because he cares about himself and his relationship and him being able to fuck with the angels afterwards, right? It comes down to selfishness, unfortunately. Like, not wanting to burn bridges with people because you care about your relationship with them over your whole family combined, right? So
100%. Yeah.
it is we've had a big selfishness problem in the gang for a long time, right? So for instance, it's not as bad nowadays, but people not helping in chases because they don't want to get the cars caught, or people like saving their cars before saving people during wars, or people saving the enemy before they save their own boys in wars, or like you know what I mean, like fucking robbing. Like it just doesn't matter what it is. There's been a big selfishness problem in the gang for a very long time, and it's not just one person. Sorry, it becomes
Jamaica now. One people.
Yeah, man, but one people. You know, it comes from a lot of it is a lot of people that that it stems from. And yeah, it just I think as well that. Like,
I agree 1000% with you. That's a good point.
I think a problem. Sorry, I'm straight off. I think one problem that we've also had over time, which I think, like I say, is being ironed out a little bit, is the fact that unfortunately it's not as bad anymore. But Mandem became very click heavy, right? So Mandem kind of split into multiple groups. You know, you had your Dean, your Matt, your SK, and then you'd have like I don't know, like me, Saint, and Denzel, and then, you know, Winston, Cruiser, fucking James. You know what I mean? It became like very sort of small group orientated. So you'd find that like people would back each other, like their little group, but not like another little group. Like I say, it's not as bad anymore. These sort of things are being ironed out, but I think we've had so many problems over the past, you know, 6 months or 1 year or however long it's been, that even though we are all trying to make a change, we've got to remember that it's not going to happen overnight. I've been pushing for this whole gang shit like for months, you know what I mean, for years. Like I've been pushing this shit for hella long. So I'm happy to see that it's finally changing, but we can't expect it to change overnight. We can't expect you know, Dean to change overnight, or Matt, or whoever, you know, whoever else, fucking James. Like, you can't expect these people to change overnight. But at the end of the day, right, they've been given more than enough warning to change. So if they do get kicked out, or they do get their vest taken or the chain taken, well, that's like, they can't act surprised. They can't act like it wasn't coming, you know?
Yeah. I feel you.
I think, like I say, when you it's like, listen, it's a very bad analogy, but I'm gonna use it anyway. It's like if you give a fat kid candy every day for 364 days, and on the 365th day, yeah, say no, you're not having it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really know what to do.
They're not gonna value the 364 days.
Exactly.
They're gonna be upset about the one day they don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you can't expect them, like, on that last day to just be like, to not expect to like push over Patar and not expect to get their way and not expect to do whatever the fuck they want with no consequences. So I'm glad, yeah, and it's gonna sound like maybe sound like a bit of a dick, but I'm glad that Patar kicked out Dean. Not because Dean's gone, because I'm hoping that it will show Dean and other people in the gang that Patar ain't fucking about anymore.